been getting out in that lovely sunshine a little bit. We had a glorious weekend, didn't we? And Friday, I think, and Saturday were particularly beautiful. But they do say we're in for another cold spell, and next week apparently is going to be a bit wet and windy and cold again. I can feel the temperatures dropped out there today already. I don't know about you. I get a surprise when I step out the door. I think, oh, it's plummeted again. So we've got to make the most when we get these lovely sunny days, haven't we? Get out, quite right, and enjoy it as much as we can. Right, a little bit of variety for you today. There's not much heart raiser going on here, so you definitely need to get out and run if you can. We have got a couple though of exercises that will really get your heart rate up, but only really, to be fair, 2, I would say. The rest will get you breathing heavily, but then I wouldn't say that they're real sort of pulse raisers, heart rate raisers necessarily. More strength focused, equally as important though, right? So, okay, we're going to start. We've got 9 exercises that we're going to do. Most of them are really familiar to you. Obviously, I only have so many exercises to my repertoire. I've got quite a lot, I feel, but do have to keep repeating things sometimes. But different combination, and there might be 1 or 2 that you haven't done before. So we're going to start off. You really need to warm up because we're getting straight in with one of those heart raisers. So if you haven't warmed up, please pause me now and get a decent warm up, which includes getting your heart rate up, because otherwise the first one is going to be quite tricky for you. Okay, I don't want you to doing it unless you've warmed up. Righty ho. Okay, assuming you have definitely warmed up, we're going to start with our first exercise, which is squat thrusts. Okay, now these are not easy if done on the floor. So the variation is to do it on the floor, or you can have your hands on your sofa arm. I wouldn't go for the back of your sofa, it's going to be too high, but the sofa arm, if you've got enough space for you to sort of jump in and out, that would be fine. So if I show you it on the floor first of all, just in case you're up for this, we're going to literally have our hands on the floor, and it's a bit like the bunny jumps where you go side to side, but instead you go in and out. So like squat thrusts, they're called. So we jump out and we jump in, out and in. Now you can make it easier by not having such a big jump. Okay, so just literally little jumps in and out. You make it harder by jump right out and in. Just land nice and softly on those feet though. Make sure you're not really impacting hard through those knee joints. Okay, so the variation for that would be to have your hands on your sofa arm or something similar, and just jumping in and out with those legs. I need to be a bit careful, don't I, because that's actually a window there by my head. That wouldn't make a very good video, would it? Okay, so that's the first one. I think we'll do that now before we actually move on. And we're going to do it for about 40 seconds. And then we'll move on to the next exercise. So if you're ready, let's start my watch off. Squat thrusts for 40 seconds. Let's go. Jumping in and out. Anytime you need to have a little break from it, you can. Squeeze your tummy in. I'm just going to have a look at my clock, you keep going. I haven't set the timer because I'm demoing, so we've got another 10 seconds. Grabbed myself a little break then, didn't I? And relax. Okay, great stuff. Okay, we're staying down on the floor now, and if you weren't on the floor, you need to be now. I don't think I need that. We're going to do our dead bugs. You're very familiar with these ones, but these, oh, my mat's going to fall on top of me. These ones are so good for you. Right, so remember with this one, I always say it's all about keeping that back to the floor. Okay, so little pelvic tilt if you need to. Think about drawing that belly button gently in towards the spine. Just breathe and relax. Arms come up towards the ceiling. Legs come so that the shins are parallel to the ceiling, And from here, while focusing on keeping the back into the mat, we're going to extend one arm and leg opposite, and then we're going to bring it back, and we're going to extend the other arm and leg opposites and bring it back. Now, if today you are unable for some reason to actually achieve that with your back into the floor, if you find it's popping up, then let's just do one arm, focusing on the back, and then one leg if you can, and then one leg if you can, and if you can't, because it's most likely that bit that will make your back pop off the mat, then instead do it with a bent leg, but the focus is, can I keep contact with the mat, with my back? And you can just alternate the legs like this and just relax the arms even, if you're really finding it hard, because then you're just really focusing on getting that core stronger. It's still going to really work for you. Otherwise, we'll alternate then. Are you ready? Getting yourself into position. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Breathe out as you extend. And bring it back to centre, breathe in. Breathe out as you extend the other side. Back into the floor, breathe in. And keep going in your own time. We're not rushing this, and we must make sure that we come back to the start of the exercise, this position, after every repetition. Okay, so I don't want you just continually doing this movement, okay? It's not about that. It's more taking your time and really holding that move and relax. Okay, I think we did a bit longer than 40 seconds then. Okay, we're coming back up to standing now. We're going to get the heart rate up again. We're going to do some wide squats and narrow squats. If you don't feel that you're landing your squats safely, then I don't want you to do that, okay? Instead, I want you to just do a wide squat standing and a narrow squat standing. But if you feel you can do it, we'll jump into it, Okay, we've got to get those hips back. No. All right, knees are kept nice and safe, crucially. You ready? Otherwise, just standing, okay? Let's go. You just do it in your own time. Now remember, I know I've stopped putting my music on for the reasons that you know, but you are most welcome to get your own music on. That'll be absolutely fine. If you like to do it to music, you pop your own music on, you have your own choice on then, can't you? Get your chest as high as you can. Last one. Oh, that was a killer. I found that hard. Right, okay, we're getting back down on the floor again. I'm sorry, but we are going to stay down on the floor for the rest of the session, okay? So, we're going to get down on the floor and we're going to do a walking plank. Now, I haven't got much room here, and you may not have much room where you are either, probably not. We're going to do just 2 steps to the right, 2 steps to the left, okay? To you, it's going to look like I'm doing that the wrong way around, isn't it? So it's an extended arm plank. So arms are underneath your shoulders, straight legs. You squeeze the tummy, you take a step. Oh, I've got no room there. And 2 steps, and then we step it back, and we step it back. Okay? So 2 that way, 2 that way for 40 seconds. It's quite a lot. And I'm going to set my timer for this because I can't keep looking at how much for it. You ready? So push up onto those toes. I need to move this. Okay. This is getting in the way. You ready? Let's go. Now keep your spine and head in line, even though we're moving. Squeeze the tummy. This is really good overall body strength. Make sure your bum is not sticking up. You don't want to see it up like this, like a downward dog yoga position. No, no, no. We're nearly there. There we go. And relax it down. Okay, next one we're going to do is a side leg raise. So I just want you to lay on your side. Okay, and I want you to get into a nice straight position. Okay, let's just try and stop that from squealing for a minute. Just relax your upper body however you feel comfortable. Okay, we're going to get ourselves into a nice straight line. So have a look down your body. If your hips are turned forward like that, they don't want to be. And if they're back too far, they don't want to be. You want to be in a nice straight line with your legs stacked. Okay, you can have your hand on here for balance, just if it feels more comfortable. And you can either be down with your head, or you can rest your head up. That's really just personal preference. From here, we're going to raise the leg, but I want you to focus on then tipping the toe forward. So we're going to lead with basically the heel of our foot, and then we're going to bring the leg slightly behind the underneath leg. Okay, so let's start that again. We lift it, turn the toe in, bring it back slightly behind the leg, and then we're going to just do little movements for about 45 degrees. Okay, we're going to do 40 seconds on each leg though, so we really want these to count. You ready? Let's go. So turn that toe forwards, so that's going to turn the hip slightly, and that means you're going to use your hip more. Okay, we're getting into hips quite a bit in today's session. Keep breathing. Oh, this is an age-old exercise, isn't it, Jane? I used to do this back in the day, the old side leg raises. God, tell you what, I have got a hip injury, I know, but I can really feel that getting into my hip already. And it makes a lot of difference turning that toe, actually. And relax, turn yourself over, just flip over and face the other way if you want to. I'll do it this way so you can still see, but we've only got 20 seconds. I'm going to keep the timer going so we can see. Long line with your body. Okay, lift that leg, turn that toe forward, take the leg slightly behind the other one, and let's go. The next exercise is very familiar to you, but it's a really great one. I like to add this one in quite regularly, and it's our bird dogs. So our dead bugs and our bird dogs, I like to do those quite a bit because they're so good. They're so good for us. They're not too hard on the body, but they are so effective, so they're really, really worth doing. Check out that foot position, Jane. Is it turned forward? Oh, relax. Okay, we're going to get straight up into our bird dog position, so onto all fours now. All right, hands under the shoulders, head in line with the spine, knees under the hips, and it's the one where we're going to extend the arm and leg, but keeping that head in a nice straight position, and then we do the other side. And off we go. Reach that arm and leg and change. Reach and change. Now just make sure you're not extending that leg up too high, because if you do, you might find you're stressing that lower back, so squeeze the tummy as well. That will also help protect the back. Sometimes I overextend my leg on this one and I don't realise I'm doing it, because it's not until you watch yourself back or somebody else watches you that you realise that you're doing it. And sometimes I think my legs are really straight and I watch it back and I think, oh, they weren't really, were they? Okay, and relax. We're going to stay down on the mat. We're going to do those tricep dips, which are killers now. But we can do the easier version. So fingertips forward, sitting on your bottom. We're going to push by rocking, by bending those elbows. Let's just do that one to start with anyway. So off we go. Push your weight into your hands as you sit up. So elbows are back. Fingertips are facing you. Make those arms really strong so you can really feel that in the backs of your arms. So keep them bent now, Jane. Let's just do some little pulsy ones. Push, 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 push. And let's go back to the full ones again. And relax, well done. Okay, and our last exercise today, I think we might have done a donkey kick last week. We're going to do that again, but we're going to add a fire hydrant to it. So we're going to do 20 seconds on one side, 20 seconds on the other. It's going to look like this. Donkey kick, fire hydrant. Donkey kick, fire hydrant. Okay, off you go. Pull in your tummy, sole of the foot to the ceiling, and then the knee comes away from your body. Now try and resist the urge to twist your whole body with you as your knee comes out into that fire hydrant. Okay, just try and keep it so that you're still facing exactly the way you are, and everything else is just facing the same way. It's just the knee that's going out. Let's have a look at the timer. Change sides. So in it comes, out it goes. Not in it comes, sorry, I'm doing the wrong exercise. So foot up to the ceiling and out to the side. And up to the ceiling. Ignore the buzzer because you started a bit late this time on this side, so just keep going. Let's do 2 more. And up we go. And relax. And that is your first round. So, nothing too taxing, but all very, very good exercises. So, grab yourself a drink before we start round 2. Oh, I thought I'd turn that off. Shush. Remember the first exercise was our squat thrusts, so our heart raiser. I can go over there. Okay, are you ready? Let me get my watch ready. I'm going to do it all timed now, so we've only got 20 seconds in between, so we need to really be on it, moving in between exercises. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So jumping those legs in and out. Now when you jump your legs out, if you're jumping them quite straight, squeeze that tummy to make sure you're not bouncing that back down. Okay, it's really important. So have a slight bend on the knee when you jump back. Don't completely straighten them out. Oh, relax down. Next one, a dead bug. So we're going to flip over onto our backs. Ready? I'm going to move that right out of the way. That's right in my way. Onto your back, Jane. Legs up, arms up. Whew. Stretch up tall. Ready? Push that back into the floor. There we go. Opposite arm. Breathe in as you come back. Breathe out as you straighten those limbs out. Back to centre. Focus on where your back is. This is such a good one. And relax. You can just give your knees a quick hug in, but not for very long because we are actually coming to a standing position, doing our jumping squats or our standing squats. Wide and narrow, okay? Wide one and narrow one. All the jumping versions. I might do some of each. Let's go. Oh. Really use your breath to help you. We're back down on the floor after this one. We're doing our walking plank. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Oh, is it getting into my legs? Oh, and relax, well done. Straight down to the floor, extended arm plank coming up, Jane. 2 to one direction, 2 in the other. Oh. Get ready, push up onto those toes, head in line with the spine. Squeeze the tummy, let's go. I could feel my bum coming up then and cheating a little bit, so I'm going to try and focus on getting that down. Oh, these are hard, aren't they? All right then, well done. Side leg lift coming up, so lay yourself down on one side. Get yourself nice and straight. Legs are stacked. Check out the nice long line. Lift your leg, turn the toe forward, bring the leg slightly back behind, and it stays straight and it just opens and closes, but in a straight position. Okay. Well, I've been training as a Pure Stretch instructor. It's just a brand, a type of stretching. It's kind of like a moving, they go through stretches but in sort of a little bit choreography, or a little bit more choreographed, should I say, but sort of quite lightly choreographed, like, you know, I'm not a dancer by any means. And relax, flip yourself over, Jane. Good, just turn to the other side. So, I was interested in it because it seems really popular, and I'm really interested in starting a stretch class. I've been trying to think about it for months, really. I decided to, off we go, take on some extra training for this particular brand of stretching. And they use yoga blocks and they use straps, and they use a yoga ball as well, sometimes, not all the time. So I quite enjoy it. I like teaching stretch. The only trouble is I'm not very good at remembering their routines. So that's the only problem for me. But I had to submit a video myself doing a routine that I had to learn of theirs. And I got my results today to say that I've passed and I got my certificate, so I can teach it now. Okay, onto all fours for your bird dogs. Oh. So I'm not ready to teach it though. I need to learn some more stuff. But at least now I can sort of do that in my own time without any pressure. Okay, let's go. Reach opposite arm, opposite leg, and back. Stretch out and back. Check out your head position, Jane. Make sure it's in line. Oh, this feels good, that one. Good stuff, keep it going. Make sure that tummy is tucked in. And relax. Okay, onto your bottom for our tricep dips now. Our tricep dips. We're going to do the lower version. You could do the full ones where you lift the bottom up and down, but you know what, I think we can probably get in enough into our triceps this way. But I will just show you that again. So the first version that we did last time, to remind you, off we go, is this one. Just bending the elbows, lowering your body down, and as you push back up, push the weight through the hands. So your arms have to really work hard, okay? But if you want to extend that and make it more difficult, you can just bend the arms by lifting your bottom off the floor and keep your bottom off the floor while you're bending your arms, and then you're really having to add to the weight on that. But I think for now, we can just do these ones if you want to. If you're up for the challenge, you want to progress this, by all means lift your bottom off the floor and you'll take more weight on those arms. And as you straighten the arms, you'll take it through the triceps. And relax. Let's go onto all fours again for our donkey kick and our fire hydrant combination, okay? So it's going to come up to the ceiling and out to the side. Leg is bent the whole time. You ready? Let's go. Up to the ceiling, feel it in your bottom. Out to the side, feel it in your hip. Keep going. Nice strong core. Let's do one more on this side. And now let's change to the other side. When I change to the other side, I always want to bring the knee in, like as if I'm doing one of the donkey kicks where the knee comes right in. But I haven't got it down for doing that. Let's just do one more on this side. And relax. So we're getting into the hips and the glutes on those ones. So I'm just going to turn that off now before it starts to scream. Wonderful. Grab some more water. We're going to do some of those again. Okay, so final set. Squat thruster first. Remember, you can have your hands on the arm of the sofa. Maybe give it a go doing some on the floor, but if it makes you a bit dizzy, the movement, or off balance, then, you know, I'm happy for you to put your hands on the sofa, but if you think it's just because it's easier, but you reckon you could do it on the floor, if there's no sort of medical reason, for example, you're finding the balance tricky, maybe medical's not the right word, if you're finding the balance really tricky or it's making you dizzy, well, I guess that is medical, then obviously you have your hands a bit higher. But if it's just because you think, oh, it's really hard on the floor, get on the floor, Jane, because that is not a good reason. Okay, are you ready? Get the timer ready. Final round coming up. Let's go. So jumping those legs in and out, landing nice and softly and keeping those knees still slight bend on them even when we're jumping out, and that protect the knees and it'll also protect our lower back. I find these hard. I don't like them, Jane, but they're good. Good for your heart rate, heart and lungs, good for your legs. Nearly there. Oh. And relax. Oh, that couldn't come quick enough. Dead bugs on your back, arms up to the ceiling. Whew. Shins parallel to the ceiling. Get your back into position. Into the floor. Belly button slightly to the spine. Let's go. Breathe out as we extend. Hold it a little bit. Come back. And the other way. Back into the floor. Oh, it does feel good though. Really feels good. And relax. So we're coming to a standing now. We've got our squat jumps or our standing squats. We normally have some variation of a squat each week, don't we? This is so good for us. I'm going to just do the standing ones this time because I got class tonight. I don't want to trash my legs, but you carry on with the jumping if you can. Otherwise, you can still do these ones and they're very good for us. So we just take it wide and then we step it back to narrow. We step the other leg out to wide and to narrow. But if you're doing these ones, make sure that you don't end up doing a side lunge because we're doing a wide squat. So your hips and your knees and your feet must all still be facing forward. So you have to think about it sometimes. The leg comes in, then we think about it, and then we go down. Square up and down. Ah. Last one. Wonderful. Okay, back down onto the floor for those vicious walking planks. I'm not selling it, am I? It doesn't matter though. It's good for us. If we find it hard, we know it's even better for us because we'll be achieving more when we succeed, right? Okay then, so up we go into that nice long plank position. Check out that position first, tummy in, head in line. Back is not dipped down, and let's travel. Well done, and relax. We've got our side leg raises now. So onto your side, nice straight line, legs and feet are stacked. On top of each other. Oh. Check out your long line. Get comfy, lift the leg, and let's go. Now let's try and add a bit of resistance now, just by making that leg really strong. And just pretend somebody's trying to push down on the leg and stop you from lifting it. So really push them away, push them away. Get off. Ah. Oh, nearly there. You feel that in your hip? Relax, flip yourself over. You don't have to turn all the way around like I am, it's just that I'm still facing you. You might do because you might want to be facing that way too. But if you fancy a break from looking at me, you just flip over the other side. Turn the other way. Lift, toe forwards, and off we go. Oh. Remember to add that resistance in this round. Final round, just want to make it a little bit harder, so pretend that I'm there and I'm pushing on your leg and preventing you from lifting it. You can do that yourself, you know. You can make it feel as if someone's doing that. It's very clever and it really does make it a harder exercise. It's quite incredible, really. Keep that toe down towards the ground, forwards, leading with the heel. That's going to get into the side up here, and relax. Bird dog's the next, onto all fours. I always feel like bird dogs are like the opposite of dead bugs, almost like doing it on all fours instead of the other way around. Just kind of feels a bit like that, doesn't it? So on all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and stretch, and back, and change sides, and back. Now focus on getting that arm and try and get it up in line with your ear if you can. We want that arm to be straight, Jane. Now I remember when you used to do these, you had a tendency to have that arm a little bit bent. So think about really reaching that arm and bringing it up a little. But breathe. Breathe out as you stretch. Straight arm, straight leg if you can. And relax. Okay, that was bird dogs. We're doing tricep dips next. So onto your bottom. The final time for our tricep dips. So fingertips behind you, facing you. And we're just going to bend the elbows and lower ourselves to the floor. And off we go. Push through those hands so you can really feel that working in those triceps. Keep your chest up nice and high. And try and keep your back as straight as you can. Oh. breathing out as we straighten the arms. So breathe in, out, in and out. Okay, flipping over onto our fronts, onto all fours, final exercise, donkey kick and fire hydrant combination. So we're going to bring the foot to the ceiling and then we bring the knee out sideways, but try not to rotate anything. Let's go up to the ceiling, out to the side, up to the ceiling. Remember to bring that leg back when you've gone up to the ceiling, bring it back in line with the other leg. Don't try and go straight out while you're in the up position because that would be a bit weird. I hope you haven't been doing that. Let's do one more. Keep breathing. And the other side. I did it again. I always, when I change sides, I want to bring that knee to my chest instead of going up to the ceiling. So we're getting into the glute, we're getting into the hip. So a lot of hip and glute stuff today. And one more. And relax. Yeah, we've done a lot of glute and hip stuff today. So, but it's quite important to do for functional fitness. You use your bottom muscles and your hips a lot. So it is important to keep that mobility. And those last ones that we did, not only good for strength, but they are also good for mobility, getting into the hips and those extensions, getting into here and strengthening and mobilising at the same time. Double whammy. Right, that's you done then, isn't it? So thank you very much. Don't forget to stretch a little before you finish. Take on some more water. Get out and enjoy the nice weather. Even though it's a bit cold, at least it is dry right now. But by the time you do this, it might not be. Oh, there's an alarm going off. Well, that's my alarm to tell me I have to do my my COVID test that I have to do twice a week for school now. So I better go in the other room and do that now. I finished. It's perfect timing, wasn't it? Okay, right. Well, have a really lovely weekend, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care, Jane.